Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, and welcome to another one of the maths videos all about trigonometry. Now in earlier videos I've explained a little bit about what these mysterious sines and cosines are, and the fact that sine is actually just the height of a triangle. So if that is angle A and that side is 1, then the height of the triangle is sine A, and that's something you just look it up in a book, you put it in your calculator and it just tells you how tall the triangle is. Conversely, cosine is just the width of the triangle. So if that angle was, say, 27, then the sine of 27 would give you the height of the triangle, cosine of 27 would give you the width of the triangle. And that's really all there is to sines and cosines. However, we sometimes use a little bit of terminology because not all triangles have got side 1. And of course, whether you're talking about the height and the width depends on which angle you're talking about. So generally, when we're doing sines and cosines, we use some big, long, posh words. It always has to be that way in maths, so that we know which sides we're talking about, which angle we're talking about, and how long the side is. So here's some of the terminology. This longest side here is called the hypotenuse. You might have heard that word. Hypotenuse. You don't have to know how to spell that. This side up here is the one that's opposite the angle we're talking about. So we call that, hooray, once for maths, a word that actually makes sense, we call it opposite. And this other side, the side that's next to the angle we're talking about, but not the longest side, that side is called, well, it's not called next to, but it kind of means the same, adjacent. And of course, you've always got a right angle there. So, when we're doing trigonometry, the first thing you need to do is label up your triangles so that we know which way round the sides are. We've got hypotenuse for the longest side, opposite for the side that's opposite the angle we're talking about, and adjacent for the side that's next to the angle we're talking about. So, here's time for you to do something. We've got a bunch of right angled triangles here, and what I'd like you to do is, depending on which angle we're talking about, I'd like you to label up those triangles. So what you're going to do in a minute is pause the video, draw out those triangles, marking the right angle, the hypotenuse, the opposite and the adjacent. Pause the video and do that now. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully your triangles should look like this. For the tall thin one over there, we've got the right angle in the bottom corner, adjacent is the bottom one, opposite is the tall one, and hypotenuse is the longest sloping side. This is a slightly tricky one. I put it on its side. Hope that didn't catch you out there. The right angle's at the top. A is at the bottom, angle down here, which means the adjacent is on the left, opposite is on the right, and hypotenuse is the long one at the bottom. And then this one down here with the angle at the bottom. So we've got opposite at the top, adjacent at the side, and hypotenuse up here. Okay, if you didn't get that, watch this video again and just make sure you can do that, because it's a very important first thing you do. So that's the end of this video. In the next video, we'll be relating those to sines and cosines. See you next time, Batty fans.
Mwah! Mwah! Mwah!